Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I've picked up where we last left off. We're trying to get our satellites into Kerbin orbit for communications. And we were in the middle of trying to burn the orbital period down of some of the satellites to be 3/4 of what the others were, so that they will be 1/4 of an orbit behind on the next orbit. It makes sense in my head. I think this is going to work. Let's have a look. So go back into it and we'll burn. So our orbital period was 47 minutes. 3/4 of 47 is 35 minutes. So I'm trying to burn the orbital period down of these remaining satellites to 35 minutes. Because what will happen is after one orbit, there will be 1/4 of an orbit ahead of the original satellite. At which point I can release another one and we'll go around and we'll eventually get 4 of them around. It might make sense if we look at the map. So you can see there is the original one. I'll actually rename this one New Sat. I will actually call them something proper in a minute. So you can see there that the original relay is there. We are burning down the orbital shit, except the orbital period is in the, it's actually in Kerbin. So we actually need to quickly fix that. Yeah, that's going to be a problem, right? So let's get the calculator out again. 47, 60, 2820, yep, so 2820. So 2,820 seconds is my orbital period of the original satellite. And my new one is 38. Is 2,280. This is complicated. Okay. So 2,280 by 2,280. Go back. Go back in the Windows calculator. Yep, okay. 2,280, right, so 280 divided by 2820 is 80%. So if I had 5 satellites, this would work. I have an idea. Am I able to get out too far? What if I was to push the original switch to? What if I was to push that out further? So instead of being 300, what if it was 500? Got plenty of fuel in this. Not much control, obviously. Let's push the orbital. Push the apoapsis. I should have calculated all this before, to be honest. So what is 500 going to give me? Orbital period. I know that geo. I'm not too worried about getting out to geo or geosynchronous. Okay, so if I go to 500 meters now, nothing's going to impact Kerbin, so we're fine. Orbits, that's pretty much screwed up all of them though, so let's push this out and that orbital period will be, this will probably work better. This orbital period will be above 1 hour, I think. remember, again, if I'm willing to accept close enough is good enough, I will hyper-edit them into exact orbits at a later stage, but okay, so there we go. So I've got an orbital period of 1 hour 4 minutes. I've got 60, 64 is 3840. I'm now at 2280, so 2280 by 3840 is 59. So okay, so I can, so I'm at 60% of that orbit, which means I can grab USAT. Mind you, they're the orbit's all messed up now anyway. It's going to be much more expensive fuel-wise to do this. Sorry, I bumped the mic again. You all know that's take a drink if you're playing along at home. So I want to push. I'm nearly an apoapsis. Okay, so I probably want to go around to apo. I'll go prograde and I'll burn this to get my, yeah, I don't know how we're going to go with this. It's not looking good fuel wise. Oh, we've got the other tanks we can pull from. It shouldn't matter too much. This is certainly wasteful, and I've got to, before we do this at the mun, well, yeah, I really need to work out exactly where we want to do this at the mun. In hindsight, I should have gone, instead of a quarter, I should have gone 1/8 and just done 2 orbits, which would have given me the same effect, but it's done now. I don't mind the look of these little probes, they're kind of cool. Yeah, well, this is not going to give us enough fuel to get out there, so let's transfer fuel into it. Getting there, slowly. Don't know how risky is warping this burn is. Oh, it's not too bad. It's fairly stable, but SAS is holding its prograde nicely, so just need to make sure that we don't go over. I don't want to waste fuel on having to burn retrograde after the fact. So 490, 95. There we go. Okay, so 500 meters, 500 kilometer. So let's get out there and see where we are. 1 second. Really sorry about that. I stopped to answer a spam phone call. Okay, so we were going to time warp around to the apoapsis. Where am I in relation to? Yeah, see, now I've really screwed things up. Because I'm... So the orbital period of that is So the orbital period is 1 hour 4 minutes. That's the orbital period of my target. My orbital period is 55 minutes. Which means that, let's try this, 60 times, oh well, 64, so 3840 seconds. And 55 minutes is 300 seconds. Which means 300 divided by 3840 is 85%. So if I'm 85% and I want to end up at 75, so I need to drop 10. So if I let this go for another revolution, it's not going to work well. So I need to drop 10%. You can totally hear the cogs in my head working. So we need to drop 384 seconds. So 6 minutes and 24 seconds. So I need my orbital period to be, say, 58. So I want to burn prograde. Is that prograde? That's prograde. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm just no idea. Ultimately, what I want to do is be about a quarter of a turn away from the original satellite in one orbit's time. I think that's about there. If I'm even remotely close at this point, so I want to be here and I want the satellite to be... Yeah, actually, yes. Yes, that's what I want to happen. So let's have a look. It's actually looking promising, to be honest. Wait, no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong objects. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So if I'm there, if I then release one of my satellites, so I will, how much fuel have I got in that? How much fuel have I got in that? Yeah, that's fine. So I'll release you, and I'll go to you. So now I want to burn. Oh wait, no I don't. Oh. No, you need to you actually. Oh crap! Is that going to hit? Shit. That hit? That damage anything? I think we're good. I think I got away with that because it's so weak. Okay. So I want to burn. Probably push that way out now. But I need to essentially put this in 500 by 500. Okay, so that's good. Okay. Is there any damage here? Wow. I was lucky. Okay. So I now want to be... Oh wow. Okay, so 3840 divided by 4 is 960. $2880. So I need to put my orbital period to 48 minutes to work, and hopefully that's above. Should be above the atmosphere. Let's find out. Oh, to activate the engine. can't believe I hit that. Can't believe I answered the phone. Stop recording, answer a spam phone call. It's a pretty cool phone noise though, right? I'm hoping this works. 48, yeah, it should be above the surface. And then the last satellite should be 2 orbits. So yeah, essentially my orbital period is about 1 hour. I've got a satellite that I want to be a quarter of a turn ahead of that. If I lower the orbital period by a quarter, 15 minutes, 1 orbit, I will be a quarter orbit of the planet ahead of where I started, or of the original satellite. Here we go. This is what I originally wanted to do. I should have pushed out further, but at 48 minutes, 4 seconds, so let's just do that. It's probably a little bit higher. Now, if I do 1 orbit of that, I should end up roughly in the middle of the 2. Now, I am going to decouple this because this happy little chappy with bugger all delta V really? No, okay. SAS, stop being silly. Hopefully there's enough delta V to get us where we need to go. It's going to be questionable actually. Essentially we need to put this back up to 500 kilometers, and then that will be correct. And then the remaining one we let go around for 2 more orbits, because 1 more orbit will put it into line, because I did this wrong. It'll put it into line with the first satellite that we got there. So an additional orbit will put it where it needs to be. I'll not screw it up on the MUN one, so it'll be a lot easier to see what we're doing there. Get that look, and so you can see there that we've got 1, 2, 3. The other craft will go 1 more loop around, and it will be there. And after another, yeah, or there, I think it'll be there with the original, the Galaxia Relay. So 2 orbits, it'll put it there. Just need to get to it, but I can't because it's too far away. And then I'm going to tidy up the orbits with HyperEdit, because they're not exactly 1 hour 4 minute orbital periods. So over time they will fluctuate, and I'll end up having to touch them. It's already going to be hard enough playing Kerbalism without having to take account. Should do these satellites. So after 1 orbit, I'm aligned with the new sat relay, and I'll go 1 more orbit. And I'll line up prograde. So it's a lot easier to use orbital period, or it's a lot more accurate using orbital period for your satellites rather than periapsis, apoapsis, because the peri-apo doesn't really matter too much. If you get the orbital period right, you'll be correct. Your apoapsis can fluctuate, you know, you can have it 10 kilometers either way, it doesn't matter, so long as the orbital period is correct, then your satellites won't waver. But again, it's just a matter of, you can poke and poke and poke and get down to like how far does it go? 1,000th of a second. I'm just going to use HyperEdit for that. We can do it, it's just not the most entertaining thing, so we'll just skip that, I think. And that'll do. 1 hour, 4 minutes. So you can see there is our 4 satellites. And they'll work. They'll be fine for the time being. It's this stage galaxy destroyed from, yep. And what's that one? Stage recovered. Yep, okay. So there is that now. Think of a name for these guys. Is Project Callisto, so how about Callisto Kerbin 1? Callisto K1? Callisto K1. Callisto K1 sounds good. Okay, so then Callisto K1 is there. Callisto K2. Callisto K2. That's that one there, and this will be Callisto K3. So what have we learned? That the satellites themselves, they work, so they'll be fine around the Mun. The amount of delta V they've got in there is great. They should need more than that. I think that the launcher that we're going to use, basically that launcher there, I had an extra 1000 delta V on it. Yeah, that probably could have got us to the Mun. So it's actually interesting. We might be taking that one to the Mun. Okay, so I've got my 4 satellites in orbits. Let's grab hyper edit, go to our orbit editor. Now I'm going to screw this up. So I'm currently 2165, so I need to be complex. Okay, so that's what all my semi-major axis is going to be the one. So it's 1102, 165, because that's going to be, because it includes the radius of Kerbin. My semi-major axis is my altitude from the center of planet, which Kerbin is 600 meters, has a 600 meter radius, so it's 500 kilometers plus 600 kilometers for the radius of Kerbin. So I want a 0 inclination, 0 eccentricity, 110,000 longitude of ascending, everything else is 0, and this is this. Actually, let me set to my current orbit. Who is this? Firstly, this one. Okay, that's fine. So let's go orbit editor. We want to edit Listo K1 00110 110,000. Nothing else. Wait. My bad. 10,000. Okay. Yep, 1,100. Yeah. Okay. I put the apply. So then we go Listo K2 00 100 123 090. So the argument of periapsis will turn at 90 degrees. We'll put it 90 degrees around the planet from memory. Listo K3. So we just fix up all of that. It's 180 Apply. And edit the active vessel, which is K4. 270. Apply. Okay, now if we close all of that and look at the map, we should see 4. Perfect. You can see there the orbital period. Now, they are going to fluctuate ever so slightly. Tiny amounts. It's going to be negligible. In the amount that we're playing the game, a difference in the thousandths shouldn't make too much of a difference. So that's the overly complicated design of my Kerbal network. We will do the same for MUN in the next episode, but right now I think we'll leave it there. I think the next episode we will just design and launch. We'll probably use the same launcher, maybe slap a couple extra SRBs on it and get it to the MUN and try to knock that one out. But I will leave this stream here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.